You should imagine the settlements of the world of the future according to the image of a medieval town. The castle towers above everything. The citizens are under the protection of the lord of the castle and are led and governed by him. Their whole life takes place within sight of the castle. The first strongholds of the New World are structured in exactly the same way. There is the ashram, in which the teacher, the spiritual and worldly leader of the community, lives with his disciples, and below a village, where the ordinary people, co-workers and newcomers dwell. This twofold structure of the community is of the utmost importance and applies accordingly to the preliminary stages: study evenings, Agni Yoga school, spiritual community and Agni Yoga temple. We must not offer the same to all and cannot ask the same from everyone. On the one hand, we are to enable real disciples to lead a spiritual life according to higher principles. On the other hand, we must not scare off ordinary people who simply want to make their contribution without taking over the obligations of a spiritual disciple. We need both for the new construction. That is why the Mahatmas advise. The community, being a fellowship first of all, sets as a condition for entrance two conscious decisions: labor without limit and acceptance of tasks without rejection. It is possible to eliminate faint-heartedness by means of a twofold organization. As a result of unlimited labor, there may be a broadening of consciousness. But many people, not bad otherwise, do not envision the results, being frightened by incessant labor and enormous tasks. And yet they have accepted basically the idea of the community. It would be harmful to include these yet weak people in the community. But in order not to extinguish their striving, one should not cast them out. For this, it is useful to have a second organization, the Friends of the Community. Herein, without forsaking the customary order of life, these newcomers can become more deeply conscious of the community. Such a twofold organization permits the preservation of a far more concentrated sincerity in the work. The Friends of the Community provide the possibility of having a reservoir without danger of betraying the basis of the teaching. The Friends of the Community do not conceal their weaknesses, and this gives the possibility of successfully strengthening them. Who belongs to the community and who to the friends? Here is the Master's answer. Now we assemble the spirits of the sixth race, and Agni Yoga is the call. Anyone who has not yet heard this call, who is not an Agni Yogi, who has not yet transformed into an immortal or has fallen back into the mortal state, does not belong to the upper, the leadership level of the community. Of course, he can belong to the Friends of the Community and be a co-worker. Agni Yoga emphasizes again and again, when starting the new construction, we must make a strict selection and have no choice but to regularly exclude unsuitable candidates. If, however, a formal entrance into the community itself be allowed, one will be obliged periodically to eject the unfit ones. In other words, otherwise the community will cease to exist altogether. Isn't that heartless? Don't we want to offer everyone a place? No, this is required by the necessity of life itself. A few unsuitable participants ruin the whole construction. The multi-level structure of the community gives us the opportunity to put everyone in the place where they belong. Someone who proves to be unsuitable as a doctor should work as a nurse. He who is no cook can help in the kitchen. Those who fail as teachers may work in the garden, and so on. So we offer everyone, including the very young and the very old, the opportunity for cooperation. Everyone of goodwill can contribute something. The complete exclusion from the community will only be the very last resort against someone who disturbs community life so persistently that he becomes unbearable. Are there other historical examples besides Egypt for priestly kingship, for a theocracy, the rule of hierarchs in the name of God and according to the commandments of the Holy Scriptures? Yes, countless. The most outstanding is Mohammed, the only great teacher, philosopher, prophet, and founder of a religion who became a people's leader, spiritual ruler, and statesman, who established a vast empire, a state of God, in which the directives of the Quran are actually put into practice, from the governance of the state down to the smallest questions of everyday life. Other examples are Israel under King Solomon, the rule of the Council of Sages under Pythagoras in Croton, India under Emperor Akbar the Great, the states of the monks of the Knights Hospitaller of St. John, the Knights Templar, and the Teutonic Order in the Holy Land, on Rhodes, on Malta, and in East Prussia. The rule of Emperor Frederick II in Sicily, and the states of the Jesuits in South America, which made do without private property and without money, the much admired holy experiment depicted in the valuable movie Mission. What exactly can I do here and now to help save the earth and build a better world? Not just me alone, but in community with others. With whom can I associate myself? Join a community of the new world. In this broadcasting, we have described the new construction according to the example of the Tabinisi community. If you find that appealing, come to us and become a citizen of Tabinisi. For this, you do not have to leave your place of residence. Tbilisi is a supra-local community, a network of members from all over the world. In order to form a nucleus of the state of the future, we do not have to live together in the same place. We are united by a common spirit. Tbilisi is a supra-temporal community. It also exists in the world beyond. Thus, you can continue to remain a citizen there even after your death. Who knows? Maybe you were already one of us before you were born. Here you can see my beautiful world. The village, the ashram of the teacher, the church, and here is the teacher's meditation place, where he also meets his disciples. I invite you all. Why don't you visit us for a few hours or days and have a look at Tbilisi, participate in our life, and try out our customs and laws? Connect with the higher world, learn, practice, and serve together with us. You will find out. As a member of our community, you lead a better, happier, more beautiful, and more dignified life. If you want to live in paradise already now, you find us here. www.tbilisi.org. If you have any questions, please write to mail@tbilisi.org. Live your dream. Come and see. Here is the new world. After so many broadcastings, with so much advice, I am about to lose track. Can't you give me simple instructions for use that I can easily remember and follow in everyday life? Well, let us summarize. The simple formula for building the new world consists of 3 steps. First, you take a moment in the morning to raise your vibration, establish the fiery state, and transform into a being of spirit. Here is the new man. Second, you take a moment in the morning to establish, there where you are, the spiritual order of the temple of humanity. Here is the new world. Third, in the course of everyday life on earth, you defend your high vibration and the higher culture. What is the greatest happiness of a human being? When the dream of a better future comes true. In Tbilisi, we are working on that every day.